So let's have Abiodun again, Laura. So my question now is, in less than 24 hours, there's a protest that is going to happen. So what would you say about this protest? What are your hopes? What are your aspirations? And the body language of the federal government. What can you say about this? And are there any other pointers or anything you feel the government should do apart from what has been done now?
Thank you very much. At first, I want to say the federal government failed to plan. They didn't plan ahead. They felt they can do anything and there won't be reactions. Yes, everybody, a lot of people were ready to adapt to the new policies of a new government, trying to give them time. But you know, when you push people to the wall and they reach their elastic limits, issues like this tend to arise. Nigerians have been adapting to every situation and policies, even harsh policies from previous governments before this government. So at some point, the cup of the federal government will definitely be full and the people will react. One of the things I used to say is that when it comes to planning and when it comes to policies, there is no data that helps the federal government to know the right feedback from the people. So they believe whenever they take one policy and maybe a few set of people has applauded it or have given it a good go ahead, maybe few 5-10 people just come together and say these policies will work. They just take it hook, line, and sinker. No feedback, no tracking mechanism to be sure that these policies, what are the side effects. When the fuel subsidy would be removed, there would have been an alternative to it. There would have been a plan for inflation in place before all of these things are done. But they did it expecting that Nigerians will adapt. They will adapt. Then they've started adapting. Then the effects of this adaptation is what is bringing out this hunger protest. And if you ask me, I was a former student union president, so I understand how these things works. This reaction from the federal government is Yoruba will say, Tí wọ́n bá ṣe rere, ara kì ó àyà òbí. If they have been doing well, it would have been easier for them to come out, address the nation, and tell them this is what we will do, this is our solutions to your problem. But instead, they've put in more effort, more plans to reduce the effect of the protest or their fear of the protest, that this protest might not be peaceful, that people will hijack it, this and that. But don't forget, if we don't have much idle hands, if we don't have people who are angry, we will not be scared of a protest.
All right.
An idle is the devil's workshop. Can you hear me?
Yes,
absolutely. In fact, you talked about reactions earlier on. Before Olumide, I know Olumide has a follow-up question. But before that, though, you talked about the reaction of the presidency not being the right one. Yeah, but this is what former SGF, Babachir Laurel, is saying to President Tinubu, that this is how he should address the protesters. He said, address the nation instantly. He said, do it now. And he also said, in your address, outline immediate and long-term measures out of the current economic quagmire, his words. And if indeed President Tinubu is desirous of stopping the protest, he said he should also reshuffle his cabinet. What's your take on this?
Yeah, thank you. As I said I was once a student union president, and whenever I want to lead a protest or call for a protest, I understand how the management I'm
so sorry, Mr. Laurel. Hold your thoughts. I'm going to come back here. Let me quickly take Onyebuchi from Abuja. Good morning. Onyemechi, go ahead with your contribution, please.
Please, all this thing they are saying is very correct. Now they are giving the list what they want. They are our children. If they can do it for us, we argue that you need open border, you need this, you need that. Call them. We will do this for you. One, the open of border. Tell them why it should open or why it should not open. They come to the situation. They talk of a high increase of rice, beans, and this and that. Tell them how it will come. They will cool down their mind. Calling lawyers, this and that to dialogue. They are dialogue and they're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth. Call these people. They have mentioned the fuel hike. They talk of electricity. They talk of Nnamdi. All those things, it's in your court to do it. But you are calling people to come and dialogue. What are they dialoguing for?
All right, thank you, Oyemechi from Abuja.
For us.
Thank you very much, Oyemechi Abuja. We need to really move on. All right, so over to you, Laurel.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, as I was saying, when I want to organize a protest, then I understand the language, the body language from the management then. So I also understand that the federal government, as I said earlier, knows that they failed in their own side of it. What they have promised before the election is not what people are saying now. And also, the side effect of their policies is what is leading to what we have today. And Babache Olawa is right with all of the things he has listed out. As the president, people beg you for you to address the nation. And we should not forget, this same president already told us that he begged us for this job, that no one should pity him. It means during the times of adversity, during the times of tribulations or anything, the person we want to see leading us is the president. And he should be leading us from the front. He should stand up to the task, address the nation, tell us the solutions, tell us the immediate ones, tell us the long-term ones, the plans that he has for this country. The CNG initiatives he promised, we have not seen anything. All we just hear is, we sent 35,000 trucks of rice to your state and your governor should distribute it. We have increased your IGR or federal or allocation or state allocations. We have increased it. Then go and hold your governors accountable. This is just pushing blames from one sect to the other and trying to paint it as if they are doing something. We are not fools. The Nigerian citizens have been waiting, trying to adapt for a very long time. The proactiveness of the president to stop the protests is more than his proactiveness to even resolve the major issues affecting the country.
All right, thank you.
We just have to
much.
be true to ourselves.
Thank you very much.
The president should come out, take all of these initiatives Babache Olawa has listed, and some other initiatives from other people. Even by now, I'm surprised he has not even called the former president, meet with them, talk to them. He has been meeting all stakeholders, and not yet, he has not even met those ones.
Thank you very much. Earlier on, you mentioned something about I do mind, and I actually want to pick that because you said I do minds are part of the people that are taking part in this protest, and I know I do mind is the devil's workshop, and even the I do mind, the hoodlums that we are scared of hijacking this protest are also I do minds. So what can we really do? Unemployment is really high. That is why there's mass exodus. That is why the jackpot syndrome is everywhere. What do you think the federal government can actually do about this I do mind? So that next time when there's a protest, we will not be scared of I do minds hijacking the protest.
Thank you very much. As I've said earlier, all what we are seeing today is a result of the policies of the federal government, and it is a result of the failure to plan and the failure of the federal government in delivering what they have promised the citizens. If there are a lot of graduates who left school, some since 2008, some 2010, 2015, not to even talk of the recent graduates that are still looking for jobs. The unemployment rate in Nigeria is very high. Even when the new president came in, when we have the new
All right,
president,
Laurel,
when he
please
came
hold
in,
that
they even
thought.
tried
Hold
to.
that thought, please. We have Kehinde from Ijebu. Good morning. All right. Oh, sorry, we lost that call. You can go ahead.
Okay, so when he came in, he tried to say the statistics they used in measuring unemployment in Nigeria is not right, and they will try to correct it so as to reduce the value. That people who are struggling, WhatsApp status business are also employed. All of these things is annoying. What the government should do is to try as much as possible. We have had the food agricultural revolution era in Nigeria. Now it should even be agricultural revolution era, productivity and industrialization era. Like we should start immediately so that we can take our the good brains that we are exporting to other countries so that they can stay around. But when our best brain and the good brains and the even strong
All
ones
right, Laura, please hold that
leave
thought.
the country
Please hold
and we
that
have only
thought.
the aged one.
Please hold that thought. We have Hassan from Kogi State. Good morning, Hassan, and welcome to the program.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
You can go ahead, Hassan. We can hear you.
In reaction to what's going on now, we are the citizens of this great country, and our leaders, they ought to understand that every action is a state and equal reaction. You understand? You can't put people on sufferness and think that they will not react to that. You understand? Now, they fail to be the leader we think they are, and a proactive measure should be taken, as my brother said earlier, in order to counteract this, all these, menace. Now, if they have been doing well, there's no need for them to be scared about the protest. Rather, for them to come out and say one or two things that will pacify us. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
That was
Hassan.
good.
Very good. Over to you, Laura. You can go ahead.
Where did I stop?
You were talking about certain things that the government needs to do, how to retain our brains, our best brains, talking about how our best brains are leaving the country. Yes.
Thank you very much. So, when we have the production and industrialization revolution, we would be able to keep our best brains. Just look at all sectors. We are losing our best brain to the Japa syndrome. And at the same time, the labor force is between the age of 24 to 60. We only have the people who are still active in service, and most of them were having exodus retirement because when they came in, it was in the past 35, 40 years ago. We have not been able to replace them. Even the civil service and
all right. We just have a couple of minutes with you, Mr. Laurel, and I want to, you talked earlier on about, we are having a little bit of technical issues with Mr. Laurel's network, but he talked earlier on about not seeing anything about the conversion of vehicles to CNG. Yeah, but it is in the headlines today on the national dailies, the Vanguard precisely, that the federal government handed over 400 CNG kits to transporters in 4 states, and they are seeking a fare reduction. Now, the states include Niger, Kano, Kogi, I beg your pardon, Nasarawa, and of course the Federal Capital Territory. That's me just trying to, pass the information across to him.
And he also made mention of, he said the responsibility of the federal government is even more right now to stop the protest than to
address the
issues. So I hope this is a lesson for us.
Absolutely.
In as much as we always wait to the last minute before we get things done, I believe that we can do better.
Yeah.
We can always do better. This protest, and I believe we are seeing what is happening in Kenya. Nobody wants a replica of that in Nigeria. Nobody wants violence. Nobody wants what's happening in Kenya to happen here.
In fact,
all the youth want is just, they want a very assured future, a brighter future, that they can be assured that, yes, we have every year, universities are churning out graduates. But let's take Solomon. Solomon from Abuja. Good morning, Solomon.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you want to take part in the conversation?
Yeah, I'm calling. My name is Solomon. I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay.
Go ahead, please, Solomon. Yes.
My take on your program is that what I want to say is that if the president can back the first subsidy, I think the back is fast. That's one of the major things that is causing this problem in the country now. Because if you come to Abuja, you see so many. Now there's no fuel. There are people are keen on the fuel. So many, even the price said that they're still cheap. So what my take is, I think the price is first of all, you come to the movement down.
All right, thank you, Solomon from Abuja. They said that you cannot expect a different outcome if you keep on doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
So talking about the fuel subsidy removal, I believe let's try something else. Let's remove this fuel subsidy and let's see. And also with the coming in of Dangote and hopefully Port Harcourt refineries and any other refineries that might spring up, maybe we might get a different outcome.
But why don't you even take a deeper look at what Solomon just said? So why is he calling for a reversal of that particular policy? Probably because it didn't achieve what it was meant to achieve. So why the subsidy removal in the first place?
Well, according to the reports we heard, there were so many corruption going on during that fuel subsidy regime. People were being paid, so many companies were being paid, and they did not actually provide the services needed. So, and it wasn't also in this particular budget, this 2024
Absolutely.
budget.
But then there's been rumors, here and there of it being a backdoor subsidy removal of that, because we hear of money still being paid to marketers.
Yes.
Now, but this brings us back to what Mr. Laurel was saying earlier on, right? That before you embark on such policy reforms, there must be a massive stakeholder engagement. Prepare the people and then start rolling out palliatives before these harsh, economic reforms, but which are very, very important, by the way. In fact, some people have described this administration as being audacious to embark on what it has done. But Mr. Laurel, before you wrap up, though, you said you were a student union president?
Yes.
Yes. So there's a headline on the Vanguard I want you to quickly talk about as we wrap up. Before that, let me take Collins from Mina. That's in Niger State. Collins, good morning. Quickly, what's your contribution?
Hello?
Go ahead, Collins. Good morning. Thanks for calling.
I just want to what about during the time of Buhari regime, this Empower program, what happened to it now that the present administration are not selling about it?
It's true.
It kept most of the unemployed graduates were able to sell something.
Thank you very much.
Very important.
Very important.
Because Mr. Laurel has said that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Now, Mr. Lawrence, as a former SUG president, organizers of the protest are disagreeing with the IGP as regards where the protest must hold. They are saying there will be a street, protest, but the IGP is saying it must be confined. What's your take on this? 1 minute as we wrap up, please. Mr. Laurel.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Let me say that the IGP saying that they want to confine them in a place. Yeah, maybe because of their security reports and everything. But I must say that the internal protest is even worse than the one we are seeing, because the citizens will resent the president the more, and they will have resentment for the federal government the more, and that is even worse than the ones they will see outside. Because in the streets, where the IGP, where the police are not, issues can just spark between people and it results into another thing, and it might not even be from the protesters. So I just believe that the IGP is doing all they could to make sure they reduce the effects of the protest and to try as much as possible to curb violence. But nevertheless, even when people are confined in a place, it is more easier for a fight to break out from a confinement than when people are moving freely.
Very well said.
Thank you very much, Abiodun Oluwaseun Laurel. Thank you. We do appreciate your contribution, and we do hope to hear from you again.
Thank you very much, Olumide. I forgot, I cannot remember your name.
It's Vivian. Vivian.
My sister, Vivian.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You've been awesome.